So, welcome to Kolkata, the city of joy and city of culture. So, how is it feeling performing here?
It always feels so good to perform in Kolkata because we get all the audiences and the people who know the classical and the traditional art form. So it always feels very good to perform here.
And talking about your journey, you started at the age of 6.
Yeah.
So how it all happened? Someone in the family inspired you?
No, it's not like that. At the age of 6, I was like very young, and there is always a dream of the parents that our child should do something like the music and dance and something. So they wanted to inculcate a particular value inside me. So just they let me go into a music class, and then I started learning at age of 6. For the 2-3 years, I was just learning as a kid does, like just not understanding things and just playing around. But as soon as my first guru, Dr. Anju Munjal, she started giving me the stage, and we get to perform at the bhajan sandhyas and all those little classical conferences and everything. So that motivated me somewhere, and that inspired me that yes, there is something that I can explore about music, and I just started learning music with all my heart and soul, and the journey continued.
One important aspect is the Guru Shishya Parampara.
Yes.
If you could share some thoughts on this.
Yes, definitely. So I have been a part of Guru Shishya Parampara. I was with my guru for last like 8 to 9 years, and Guru Shishya Parampara is such a tradition which is the core concept of the Indian classical music, as per particularly talking about it. And Guru Shishya Parampara is something which definitely develops a person out of nowhere. It's like Guru shapes the student in such a way that he wants him to be. So it's a very pious tradition, and sadly that Guru Shishya Parampara is not seen quite well these days. But I and with all of my friends, some of my musical friends, we are just trying to let people know about this pious tradition, and we want people to continue with this tradition.
And your association with Pt.Birju Maharaj,
Right.
especially done Tumri and
Yes.
Ghazal. So, some memorable moments with him. What are the lessons you learned from him?
Yes, absolutely. So basically, being with Maharaji is an absolute like dream come true for me, because when I was young, I have always watched him like from a distance, that he's the legend Pt.Birju Maharaji. But when I get to work with him, and he taught me so many ghazals, he taught me so many thumris, so it was definitely a surreal feeling. And I have always learned a lot from him. Let it be the nagma style of the harmonium playing, and let it be the singing, the nuances of the upshastriya gayan, the non-classical traditions, and how to perform. Basically, he carried his aura, and I always wanted to be a part of his aura, that wherever he is going, I used to travel with him, I used to sing with him. So that was definitely amazing feeling.
Now, they often say, since your genre is devotional songs, you
Right.
do a lot of devotional songs. Do you see the youngsters getting attracted to our tradition and culture?
Sadly, there was a portion in between when the COVID time started, that people started listening to different genres of music. And since, of course, everyone was in a lockdown and everyone got the time that they should get to listen to the Indian cultural traditions and everything. So there was a time where people started learning such songs, and they started listening to those songs. But yes, now the time is again when I see around a lot of young artists also listening to the devotional aspect of Indian classical music, and listening to the real original classical vocalists as Pandit Bhimsen Joshi ji, Ustad Rashid Khan Sahab, Bade Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab. So that definitely has it was a phase, and that definitely has gone through a lot. And now I'm happy that I can see around so many people listening to the devotional songs, and trying to learn it and perform it like that.
And what's your take on this whole experimentation with our traditional music in terms of Indian classical with West? This whole East and West concept, fusion.
Yes.
Take on this?
The fusion is definitely it's just like there is an AI in the postmodernism and in the cultural aspect of the world. Basically, it has changed the dynamics. The same way, fusion holds its own respect and position, and I definitely am a proponent of the fusion music, because I really like to mix those two cultures, because Western has its own roots, Indian classical music has its own roots, and they trade back to like 2000s of years, like at the time of the gods, and we call it a myth, but I believe that music has its way throughout the time, and I feel that yes, fusion music is definitely the next the upcoming thing, and young artists should definitely try to experiment through these things.
And the last question, a lot of youngsters are watching this. If they want to pursue a journey into not only Indian classical music or any form of performing
Yes.
art, your message to them, advice to them.
So my basic message would be that whatever you are doing, just do with all your heart and soul, and you just devote yourself, and you don't devote yourself alone. You have to carry your parents, you have to carry that support system with you, so that in future, whenever you are looking back, that where have you started from, so the journey should make an inspiration for yourself. So that would be my message for
Thank you for this wonderful
thank you. Namaste.